What's up, everybody? You know the vibes. It's the Casuals podcast featuring the Lord and Savior himself in the flesh, Ezus McCloof. Say hi to the crowd, everybody. So, also me.
Wait.
Yeah, that fucked that up.
How does the crowd say hello
All right,
to themselves?
So I'm now the host. I have to take some getting used to this. So
whoa,
if I stumble my words a little bit.
Here, ready? I'll do it better. Ready? You sounded pretty robotic. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to the Casuals podcast. My name is Ezus. Next to me is the Hebrew Hammer, Alan Ross.
You know the vibes.
Did I cut you off?
I had to get that out there.
Unfortunately, our strong and very passionate leader, Chief Kunal Kohli, could not be here today.
And why is that, Elias?
He took a flight to New York City.
Keep in mind, he lives in like Syracuse.
Yeah. We're not going to dox him and tell you guys where he lives, but somewhere in Liverpool, New York.
I have his address. Just message me on Twitter. I can hook you up with it. But how long do you think that flight was?
The flight was like an hour. Not even. The plane got in the air and then it went back down.
It was like 35 minutes.
Yeah, and he's probably spent like $1,500 just to get there.
Jesus Christ, bro.
But yeah, he couldn't be here today. For the couple people that watch this podcast, I would shame him into saying, be like, why, Kunal, why weren't you here for us? We needed you. We needed your smiles and we needed your input on some sports takes. And unfortunately, you weren't here to help us get through the week. So the two dumbasses are here and we're going to make the most of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to be fine though. I mean,
I don't think so. I think we're lost without our leader.
Well, he's kind of whack anyway if you just think about it. I mean, look at him.
Yeah, I mean, he is pretty whack, but without him, we're probably nothing. So,
nope. As a collective unit, I think we're actually pretty damn good. We're what you would call. I think we're what you would call, say, a dynamic duo.
I don't know. I'm pretty dynamic myself. I don't know too much about you.
I mean, you're a dynamic sales concierge. But other than that, yeah. You're not really that dynamic. Like me, look at me, like I'm boyish cute.
No.
I have fire tweets.
No.
I'm very good at getting blocked by sheep on Twitter.
Will Harvey?
He hasn't blocked me yet.
No. Just so Will Harvey knows. Well, I don't know if we can even add him on our own Twitter account, but I'm bored.
I'm bored. Someone hit me up. But yeah, I just want to say, I was about 2 months overdue for a haircut because my barber decided that it was a good idea to have a baby and take like a month off. Like, how selfish could you possibly be?
I mean, pretty selfish, but New York State pays you for that. He's in New York, right?
Yeah, they pay barbers.
Yeah,
even
you
if
get
it's
paid.
His own place.
Oh, maybe not if it's his own place. If it's his own place, then that was kind of stupid.
But like, think about how selfish that was. Like, he decided it was a good idea to ruin his life and ruin mine at the same exact time.
Plus, your neck did get pretty hairy.
Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah, it was disgusting.
I looked like a werewolf for like a week. For a couple weeks. That was bad. And like it's crazy though, because like when your hair is looking wild, you'll be so unconfident. And then
My hair's pretty wild.
Yeah, but you always look homeless, so I think you're used to it by now.
I mean, you don't look like you have a home either.
Yo, what's up with your fucking lumberjack flannel?
Is this 2 weeks in a row that I'm wearing it?
I can't remember.
I think it is. I like this lumberjack flannel. It's real warm.
That is dummy thick. I will give you that.
It's really nice. I have another one too. It's a red color. I
See,
can put that one on.
I refuse to wear flannels.
It's not a flannel. It's a jacket flannel.
Yeah, I mean, I have one of those, but I hate wearing it because I feel like, one, I look homeless, and two, it makes me look way older than I am.
I feel like I look like that guy from Shameless. The dad.
That's fair.
That's why I like it.
I feel like you look like you drive an SUV.
No, I feel like I look like I drive a truck.
No, because I feel like then you'd be wearing Carhartt.
Well, this is basically Carhartt.
You think so? I feel like, I mean,
well, maybe not.
I'm sure they make stuff like that, but I feel like when I think of Carhartt, I only think of like the tan jacket that's dummy thick.
Yeah, it makes you look like you're 500 pounds.
It does. They are kind of fire jackets, though.
Nah, they look pretty stupid.
I don't know. I mean, that's what they were saying about Timberlands before they became the official shoe of New York.
I don't think you were alive before it was the official shoe of New York.
When do you think it got popular?
It's been popular.
Like just forever? Like as soon as it was
As soon as
created?
it dropped.
I don't know, man. I mean, I guess it makes sense though, because New York's snowy, but New York City is not snowy.
But it's cold.
So what does that have to do with boots? I mean, they don't
Boots
keep your
yeah, they do. Don't lie.
Timberlands.
You don't wear boots.
I do, and honestly, I feel like
They're
they don't really keep your feet warm. Other than those duck boots, those are fucking killer.
Timberlands keep your feet warm.
I disagree. You ever like brush the snow off your car with your Timberland boots, and while your car is defrosting itself, you're driving and your feet are just frozen for like 30 minutes? Because yeah, that happens to me all the time.
You got them knockoffs. That's why.
Nah, B.
Yeah, you got those knockoffs.
I mean, maybe it's because they're the black Timberlands. Maybe they're like a thinner material or something.
I don't think they're thinner.
I don't know. I mean, the thinness never lies, bro. I can't lie. They get fucking cold.
You got knockoffs, man. Where'd you get them? Chinatown?
It was no, it was it was DH Gate, bro. Completely authentic.
This man's calling out. You're telling me people like
that's where I got my Versace shirt.
People be living out on the streets in Timberlands and their feet are warm.
To be fair, they're also out there with their fucking Kmart shoes, and they're living their best life. They're rocking their N ones.
I think this intro sucks.
I think you're just a hater. I think you don't understand fashion.
I think we need Kunal back already.
Well, to be fair, he wouldn't know the answer to this anyways.
No, I feel like he would.
I feel like he does not wear Timberlands.
No, but he knows that. He knows that like streetwear or he's a part of that hip hop culture.
Bro, he said Kids See Ghosts was an elite Kanye record, so I can't take anything he says with a grain of salt.
Yeah, but that was never published.
So I guess it never happened.
Yeah, so you're lying.
That shit still sticks with me. I'm not gonna lie.
You're bringing up shit that's not even live. You can't do that.
We're in such a rush to make that video.
It never came out. We're still waiting for it to drop. Who knows?
All right. Well, I think we covered everything on this intro. So enjoy the podcast.
That was the podcast.
Guys.
No, that was it. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Maybe Kunal will be back from his flight by next week.
Yeah, maybe he'll get stuck in New York and he'll on the way to get home. Yeah.
maybe he'll come to his senses and be like, "Wow, that was a waste of $900."
He could have just drove the 6
He
hours.
could have just walked.
Didn't he fly down there because his boy proposed?
Yeah, I didn't know that shit. Can't wait.
Yeah, I didn't know that you go and celebrate that shit.
Yeah, I
Is that like
mean,
a bachelor party?
unless they were like, "All right, we need to get married next week. Let's have the bachelor party tomorrow." Maybe he's in the army or something,
Maybe that makes sense.
and he's like, "Oh shit, like basic training starts tomorrow."
I mean, congrats to the guy that got proposed. That he proposed or whatever he got proposed to or proposed.
Is that a congrats?
No.
Or is
I
it
don't
more
think
just
so.
like good job, nice?
See, okay, this is what I hate when you're talking to people and they're like, oh my goodness, I just got engaged. And like you have to say, oh, congratulations, when I could give like two fucks about it. Like this happens all the time with my being a sales concierge. They're like, oh, they're like all happy, like this one lady, oh, I'm pregnant. I'm like, and you gotta like sit there and like you gotta play the game because you want to get a fucking
Yeah, you have
sale.
to schmooze.
Yeah.
Schmooze.
Oh, congratulations. I give two fuck. I don't really give a fuck about your life or whatever the fuck you're doing. I don't. I think it was wrong for you to get pregnant, bring another child into this world during COVID. Like that's selfish.
Yeah, this world
And now
is
I gotta be
so
like, oh,
fucked,
congrats.
and you're raising a kid up in what's going on right now.
Yeah. I just hate that um, social like culture that we have to say congratulations to people and like I don't care. They don't even give a fuck if my own boys got engaged. Gotta say congratulations. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, like, if it's you that gets engaged, I'll say, like, dude, that's awesome, congrats. But like,
No, I don't want you to say that.
do you just not want me to reach out?
No.
Because like
I
you
got
probably wouldn't have even posted it to begin with.
no, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, that's
It's,
fair.
yeah, no. I don't give a fuck.
No, do you know what pisses me off? When
What?
you get out of a relationship, and like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I like to keep my shit personal. I don't really like if something like that happens. I really don't like talking about it unless someone asks about it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, by the way, like I broke up with my girlfriend or something. But when they find out and they're like, oh, like I'm sorry, that sucks, blah blah blah. Like, shouldn't we view that as a good thing? If you're getting out like of a toxic relationship or something, or if like you're getting divorced, it's like that's putting an end to something that was ruining your life. You should congratulate them for fucking getting out of it.
Unless they're the ones who got dumped.
Yeah, but like at the same time, it does show that like that person isn't worth having for the rest of your life. So it does save you time. That is unless you get like divorced and she takes like everything that you have. That's shitty. That's
Yeah.
horrible.
I also hate the people who they do the proposal in like a restaurant filled with people. Cause then it's just like you
You're
just
doing
want
it
all
as a
the attention
show.
on you. And like what happens if I'm out enjoying myself on it for a dinner? And now I gotta sit here and like clap or like sit there and just waste my time just because you want to be selfish. Like that pisses me off. And people might say I'm a shitty person, but I just think about myself. I don't give a fuck about anyone else. Who gives a fuck about you getting engaged? I don't even know you. That's all I gotta say about that.
Damn, you have a very cold soul.
No, it's not that I have a cold soul. It's that people are annoying as hell.
You
Like
just
I got called a piece of shit in a group chat because we were talking about taxes, and I said I don't think that me as an individual who doesn't have any kids should have to pay a lot in school tax. Think about this. Let's say Alan has 12 kids and we live next door to each other. We're paying school tax. He's paying the same amount of school tax that I would pay. And he has 12 kids that are going through the system. How is that fair to me? I got no kids and I'm paying the same taxes as Alan who has 12. How is that fair?
Because without that school, you would have 12 kids living next to you that are home all day, that are getting into
No,
their
no,
own
no, no, no.
shenanigans.
They would go to school regardless.
Well, like, let's say you didn't have to pay your fair share. And like, let's just say that it was like, okay, like, I don't, if half the country was like, all right, I'm single, I'm not going to pay for this, then those schools aren't going to happen. And then you're going to have 12 kids being homeschooled by probably not me, because I should not be teaching anyone anything. My future wife is probably not going to be too bright because she's married to me. She's going to be the one teaching those 12 souls, and you're going to have them living right next to you. Do you know how many broken windows you're going to have?
And see, then that's my fault. I chose to live there. I could sell my house and move to another place where there's no 12 kids. But me moving there, I have to pay the school tax, and you have to pay the same amount of school tax. You got 12 kids. I got 0. You should pay more because you got 12 kids. And some people are like, oh, well, you're paving the way for a brighter future. I don't give a fuck about no brighter future. I'm going to be dead.
All right, so you also think that people that like they don't drive, they might walk everywhere. You don't think they should pay those taxes to help out the community to build roads or anything?
No.
You also think because
except for sidewalks,
you also
they should pay sidewalks tax.
So for that same thing, you think that people that aren't veterans should not pay for the taxes that help out veterans?
No, because we all get the we all feel what the veterans do for us. We all live in a free country, and that's because of the veterans. And that's a real time.
That's fair. They are giving us a service that we all need.
And that's a real time. Without them, real time, we would not live the life that we live.
No, you know what?
If we take a generation, the kids that are born today, you say you can't go to school because there's no school tax. I'm gonna be fine because there's already people who are educated.
It's just a double-edged sword, though, because if you
it's not. I'm very consistent.
Think about it. There are like most, not most, but like a lot of poor people. A lot of that shit happens because they have a kid, or they're they're dealing with someone in their home that they can't afford. They can barely afford to live by themselves, let alone have a kid. So they need government assistance. So
that's kind of their fault.
It's not necessary. I mean, like, to a certain extent, yeah.
Would you rather spend $1.99 on a couple of rubbers, or whatever how much it is for a kid?
But like, look at those kids coming up then. So like, okay, like you can say that it's the mom's fault. Let's say that.
I'm not saying no.
No, like,
that's
just
sexist.
No,
that's sexist.
For argument's sake,
it takes two. It takes two to tango.
So like, let's say it's a single parent. Or let's say it's a happy family. So there is a mom and a dad, or a dad and a dad, or a mom and a mom, and they have a kid. The childhood is absolutely shitty because they can't afford anything. Can barely afford to even get the kid to school. The kid's life at home is horrible. So all of a sudden, like, the kid ends up being like a shitty kid because the childhood was horrible. That's all they know. They don't go to college. They don't like pursue anything. And then they end up being a deadbeat because of it. You're just like continuing the circle, and you're keeping those people down by making them like, by saying, oh yeah, it's your problem. It's not my fault.
So why is it my fault that somebody selfishly had a kid because they wanted to, and knowing they can't afford it? Why is that my fault?
Because it's not up to you. But it's
up to somebody else that they could just have a kid whenever they feel like it.
So like,
and if they can't afford it.
So like, if you can't afford like healthcare or something, and like you're literally dying, and you literally die because you just couldn't afford it. Like you think
That's
that's
my
okay.
fault.
You
That's
think
my
that's
fault.
okay. Like that's the
That's
way
my
a,
fault.
a proper running society should run.
Yeah, because I believe I'm living my life. My decisions affect me and only me.
Bro, all of your money is gonna go to like cheese and strippers.
And if I do that, then that's all on me. If I can't afford things, then I can't do it.
You know what? Like there are like people that abuse it. There are people that like, you know, they'll have like an EBT card and they're not even poor. And people that just completely take advantage of the system. And like I understand that and it's really shitty and it pisses me off too. But when there is someone out there, I know you hate people. I know that
I do hate people.
anytime someone's happy, you get pissed for some reason. Like you feed off of negativity.
No, I wouldn't say that. I just don't like people.
I mean, dude, you said that if someone proposed to their girlfriend in front of you at a restaurant, you would have got pissed.
Yeah, because the social norm is I have to stop, clap, and congratulate them.
It's up to you to stop and clap based on your argument. You could just like continue to eat your
No,
chicken
but
tenders.
well, that's in a perfect world. In my perfect world, I wouldn't have to deal with that bullshit. But in the world that I do live in, the social construct is to clap and congratulate them and even potentially buy them a drink
You
or
don't
give a
fucking.
toast.
No one said you have to do that. That's just
No,
the
it's
no.
written. It's written. No, it's written in our society. Yes, it is.
That's the fake media that you printed inside your brain.
No, that's not fake. Have you ever been to a restaurant when someone proposed?
No.
Well, I've been plenty of times, and a bunch of my dinners have been ruined.
So
Or
you had to
how about
stop what
this?
you were doing and being like, "Yo, I'm buying you a drink." So there ended up
No,
being
no,
30 people that bought these people drinks.
no. Okay, I might have embellished on that, but I did have to stop, clap, and congratulate the person. Another thing, when somebody, when you clap and you got to give a standing ovation for somebody, why do you have to do that? Because then I got to get up out of my chair and clap. And then like, you got to figure out when is a good time to stand up because you don't want to be the first one to stand up because then that's weird. And then you're the one who started it. And then you made everyone else stand up. And then you don't want to be the last one because then you look like an asshole.
Yeah, I mean that shit does trigger me too. But the funniest thing about like the round of applause, especially like when it's someone that's not expecting a round of applause and you just started out of nowhere and everyone just feels like they have to
Yeah.
join.
Yeah.
That
Because think
shit's
about
hilarious.
yeah, because if somebody proposes, one person starts to clap. Once one person starts to clap, everyone's clapping. And then I gotta stop eating my chicken tenders and clap. Or what happens if I'm on a nice date with a young woman and I was about to tell a funny ass joke and this person proposes, they start clapping, and then I don't get to tell that joke. And what happens if that joke is the joke or the something that I said that girl's like falls in love with me? Then my life is ruined.
No, I think you're just being a sheep.
How am I being a sheep?
So like think about it. So like you ever go to a wedding?
I try to avoid weddings. I don't like people. I don't care about other people's happiness.
But like
I
you
don't care
went to
about celebrating
before,
weddings.
right?
Yes, I've been to weddings.
So like you know
Weddings
how
I don't
like
want to go to.
you know how like there's that awkward moment. It's like after all the speeches, everyone already ate, you know, the music starts getting louder. They're trying to get people to get onto the dance floor, but nobody will. And then all of a sudden, like the biggest dweeb in the entire fucking wedding, they are the one that goes on the floor probably by themselves or with like an old lady. And they start dancing, and everyone just kind of like stares and laughs, and they're like, "Oh, look at that dweeb." And then there's like one more person with like his girl. They're like, "Oh, like we don't want to leave these people hanging. We don't want them to look like those fucking clowns." So they hop in, and then like a third group hops in, and then everyone else in the entire wedding, they now feel like it's okay and safe to get onto that floor. That's that
Yeah,
sheep mentality. You
that
didn't
pisses
have
me
to
off too.
You didn't have to specifically clap. You didn't have to specifically give the guy a pat on the ass and be like, dude, nice going, dude. Your
No,
seeds, your
you know you
seeds
do.
hit. No.
Because if you're the only one in the restaurant not clapping
No,
for
because I
this,
guarantee you're not the only angry
no,
person.
yeah, okay. I may not, but I don't want to be looked at like an asshole. I want to be a closet asshole.
So you care too much about how people look at you.
Yeah, but I also don't like the social construct that we're in constantly.
So why don't
Oh,
you just not go out?
because I want to have fun. It's like the same thing. Like
why do you have fun if you go out? Why can't you just stay inside?
Because it's boring just staying inside.
Why is it boring? Is it because there's people not there?
Yeah, because there's not people. I like a certain type of person.
So you hate people, but you also love people.
Yeah, I hate people, but I love people. Like old women or moms or dads who always got to talk about their fucking son or daughter who plays a sport, a high school sport. I don't give a fuck about it. They're like, this one lady, she was talking to me and she's like, oh yeah, my son plays football. He's the starting quarterback. I'm like, okay, I don't care, like, at all. Is he heavily recruited? Oh no, I don't care. Like say that to somebody that actually does care.
Are we gonna be like that when we're older? Like
No,
if our
I
kid is
refuse to.
doing something.
No, I'm not.
But like to some of those people, that kid is their entire lives. Like that's the only thing they have going for them. They
Well,
work
that's
a
sad.
job that they fucking hate. They go home to their shitty husband or wife. They don't have sexual intercourse. They do not fornicate. All they have is true TV and their kid to look forward to. They're just out there watching fucking that prank show and taking care
Impractical
of
Jokers.
Yeah, they're watching Impractical Jokers and taking their kid to their fucking sports tournament, and that's all they have to look forward to. So yeah, like I don't blame those people for gassing them up. That's like us gassing up Dogecoin because we have nothing else better going on in our lives.
But that's interesting. How
To
many
s-
times have?
To
How many
some people,
times?
they might be like, "I hate Doge. Why does this person keep bringing it up?
Okay,
I don't care that he's going to the moon."
Then as a society, we should be able to say that to somebody instead of say we should be able to say to somebody, sir, ma'am, I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. No disrespect, but please shut the fuck up. Let's talk about what we're here to talk about. This is just random ass people. I don't care if it's just like you telling me, like if you told me about your kid playing sports, that's a different story. But a random ass person telling me about their kid who plays sport, or a random ass person who proposes in a restaurant, ruining my meal, it pisses me off.
All right, so I wish we could be that blunt, and honestly, just like think about how funny that would be. Like, go on Instagram. This girl from your high school, like, she becomes a nurse. She becomes an RN. She's gassing herself up, and you're like, hey, like that's cool, but like none of us give a fuck, bitch.
Post the things we care about. Post booty pics. That's what we're here for. I don't give a fuck if you give an RN.
I don't care that like you're reminiscing about your vacation that you had 3 years ago.
Yeah, I don't care. I wish I was here. Just take me back.
And you
I
know
don't care
damn
about-
well that that person that went on the vacation was probably being a fucking bitch the entire fucking vacation. And
Yeah.
as soon as they land, they're like, "Oh, that was so fun."
I think I know a few people who might do that.
I
think we know a few people in common that might do that.
It's true. I saw this thing on Twitter. They were like, guys are so weird. They go on vacation and don't post about it.
Yeah, because we live in the moment. We don't give a fuck about taking pictures for Instagram. Except for frat boys. But don't get me started on the frat boys. They're the same type of people.
I went to New York City with a couple people, and the entire weekend, they were just trying to get they were trying to go to places, do all these things, not to do them, but to get a picture of them.
Yeah.
And I blew up on them. I was like, dude, you don't even you say you're bored, but you literally just want to go there to take a fucking picture of it, leave, and just act like you were there.
Yeah.
And it's
you wanna know why?
Why?
Because those are the people that don't have anything going in their going for them in their life, that they need to show off and say, look where I was, so that people think that they're doing well in their life or that they're actually interesting.
It's like those people that go to sports games to act like they're a sports fan, but in reality they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They're just doing it because they have nothing else to do and they want to get a fucking picture of it. That's why social media has really fucked up the way our life works.
Fuck social media, man.
I'm about to delete Instagram.
I don't even use Instagram anymore.
It's horrible. It's I don't to what you're saying. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't give a fuck. I'll act like I do because I don't want to be that guy.
No. You're always liking people's pictures.
You think so?
Yeah, you're a very avid liker.
I think it depends. I am only the people that I actually like. I'll like their pictures. It doesn't even matter what they post. But if it's someone I don't fuck with, I'm not gonna like it. If it's someone that's I know this one girl that she lost 50 pounds in a year, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong. Anyone that can do that, I'm super happy for you. That's one of the coolest things you could fucking do. But she literally posts this every other day, reminding people that she lost all this weight. And she's like, if I can do it, you can do it too.
I think I know who you're talking about.
And it's so annoying. And it's I don't give a fuck. I'm going to unfollow you. It's cool. Don't get me wrong, but you don't have to keep shoving it in our faces.
Did we go to high school with this person?
Yeah. Lady Bager. It rhymes with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She never stops. It's always the same shit, and it pisses me off.
I thought you were talking about somebody else.
Oh, what's the name rhyme with?
Aranda
Borgalello.
Yeah.
All right, I will give her that though. She was a unit. I will give her that. That's a huge change.
I wouldn't say she was a unit. I'm pretty sure you liked the picture. That's why I said it.
You remember the things I like?
Yeah, I do. So you see, I'm like, why is Ellen liking those pictures? Could you one of the people that shows up? It's you and Ron Wilson.
We're always the people, first two.
Yeah, those are the ones I see because you guys like a lot of pictures.
You just said you never go on Instagram.
Well, I do. I scroll on Instagram, but I very rarely. When I do, it's you liking pictures. I know the type of pictures Ron likes.
What does he like?
He likes
thirst traps.
Yeah. There's this one girl, who she posted a titty pic. It was a bikini titty pic. It was clearly meant to show off the tits. Ron liked it, and you can go through all of her pictures, every single one. The only one that he liked, titty pic.
No way.
I swear to God.
That's the only sample you need.
Yeah, and that's the only thing Ron likes.
So what type of things when you look at? Because apparently you think I like everything. What
you just everything.
It's just erratic. It's whatever.
It's just everything. I feel like you just see a picture and you like it. I feel like you're just scrolling through Instagram. You go.
It's literally do I semi like this person?
Yeah, and that's everybody.
And why does a like mean that? To most of us, that's what a like is. It's our moral support. Why do you need my fucking support?
And you do. I don't like anybody's pictures. Go through it. I don't like any pictures. when I'm
Damn,
in
dude.
shape, that's when I'll start liking girls' pictures. That's the only thing I do.
Wait, so you have Instagram and all you do is scroll on it, but you don't like anyone's pictures?
No,
Jesus Christ. So what do? You just
I just scroll.
Jesus, Elias.
I keep up with people, even though I hate people. I still keep up with them. I scroll
Dude,
because
you're
I
that
like to
guy.
find.
You've
Because I like to know
successfully become that guy.
what guy
You're that guy that nobody likes.
you
You're that
think.
guy. Or at least you're heading towards that person.
It's a real 180 because I feel like a lot of people used to like me.
So think about this. We're gonna go to our like, what is it, like 50-year high school
I think
anniversary
it's
or
10
something?
year.
That's probably coming up soon. But I would say give it another 10 years. Like whatever, like 10 years, it's still pretty, everyone's gonna remember you. But like after that 10 years, that's when things change. I think you're gonna see like everybody, you're gonna be like, oh, like Christina, what's up? Like, how have you been? And she's like deep down, she's gonna be like, I'm gonna act like I care about this person, but he has not liked any of my stuff in the last 20 years. So she's not gonna give you any bit of her time. And that's gonna be most people there. You're just gonna be the forgotten guy because you're not active on social media.
Well, then I don't give a fuck.
But but you're becoming that guy. That's just like a memory. Like
Well,
in Coco, you'd be disappearing by now.
When this podcast takes off, when this website takes off, then people are going to remember who I am. They're going to be like, oh, damn, he's the very successful entrepreneur. And I won't even have time to go to this 10-year anniversary.
I'm not gonna lie though. I think like especially with like our writing or videos that we post, the only people that actually like interact with them, like they're our friends. If it's like an acquaintance or someone we know, like they could give a fuck about us. It sucks. It really does. Because like I want those people on our side, but at the same time, it's like I could give a fuck.
Yeah, I could give a fuck. I don't care if they watch this video.
I hope they watch this video. I hope
they will. They will be watching our videos when we're famous.
Will they though? I feel like they're still gonna fucking hate like Will.
They can hate. Let them hate. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you.
I don't know. People hate on success. They hate when people are doing things that they wish they could do.
All right, I think we should talk about some sports takes now. This has been a long ass intro. This is gonna be an hour and a half long podcast, and it's 30 minutes.
All right,
just
guys.
This bullshit.
Sorry about that, but we're gonna get into the podcast. Thank you for listening. Oh, and happy Ramadan.
Spawn Horum said, "If I got a carry in an NFL game, I think I could get a yard." Alan, do you think that if you got 10 carries in an NFL game, you're guaranteed 10 carries, how many yards do you think you'd get?
So I think I'd get a couple positive yards, but I would also have a couple negative yards. So I'd probably end up with like -2 on 10 carries. I just feel like I'd be like running up the middle. I'd be like, oh, I got a hole. And then like a 280-pound monster just comes out of nowhere and just destroys me. So yeah, definitely negative yardage. What about you?
I think I'm getting 5 yards. I think I'm getting a half yard. I think I'm getting a half yard per carry. And I think I would be a fullback and get 10 carries. You're close to the line of scrimmage. You can get real quick positive yards. I think I'd get 5 yards.
Well, fullbacks, they're lucky to get a yard.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're guaranteeing yourself 10 carries. You get 10 carries.
Yeah, but you're also guaranteeing that you're not losing a bunch of yards.
That's why I said I'd be a fullback.
They still get stopped all the time.
Yeah, but there's the trash ones. That wouldn't be trash.
I mean, it comes down to your line, realistically.
No,
a fullback isn't necessarily a good runner ever. It's usually a extension of their line.
I am a athletic beast. You can't disagree. Don't disagree. You've seen me play basketball.
If you're on the Jets. How many
If I'm on
yards are
the
you getting?
50.
50 yards on 10 carries.
Yeah.
Dude, Bilal
Good.
Powell couldn't even do that, and he was a top 5 running back.
Paul was averaging 150 yards per game.
Per start.
Yeah, per start.
It's true. Your boy Elijah McGuire couldn't do that. He could only dream of that.
Well, yeah. Elijah McGuire was trash. I'm not trash.
I don't know, man. I mean, I get it. You played quarterback, fullback, wide receiver, tight end, and every defensive position in football when you played. So you think that,
right.
Yeah, you think
You're
that because you're a Swiss Army knife, you think you could do it.
I could do everything. I could cover Tyreek Hill. I could pass rush Patrick Mahomes. That's not hard because his offensive line is trash. I could beat who's the best corner in the league right now?
Ramsey, maybe.
Yeah, I could beat him. I could score a 100-yard touchdown on him. I could throw 450 yards per game. And if I was a running back, I'd probably get 50 yards, 75 yards every run.
Realistically, though, like, is there something in football that you think like me and you could do? Like, consistently? Because, like, quarterback's hard. Like, maybe if you do pitches or, like, screen passes. But even then, we saw that Broncos wide receiver play last year, and he couldn't even complete a pass. And he was a real athlete.
I think it would be, like, defensive line.
I don't know, because those guys are fucking monsters, dude.
They are, but I feel like you could get lucky.
Like, they might feel bad for you and realize you're not going to do anything.
Yeah, but you could get a couple holding calls.
I don't know, because they're just going to pancake you immediately.
I don't think so. If you're fast enough, I don't think so.
Dude, those guys are fucking beefy. Like, do you know how much they bench?
I know how much they bench.
Those are beefy dudes. That's so much power with just, like, one push.
Yeah, but I think if you're fast enough, maybe a linebacker.
But we're not going to be fast, like the type of fast that they deal with.
If you're a blitzing linebacker, I think you could do it consistently okay.
If you're just a linebacker and all your job is just to pressure the quarterback.
Yeah. I think
even then, the quarterbacks are bigger than us.
True, but I think you could still knock them down.
I think so too, but like if it's Jalen Hurts or like Cam Newton or Ben Roethlisberger or even like Danny Jones.
Oh, I'm knocking down. I'm knocking down Big Ben.
No way, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him for being a rapist.
Dude, ain't no way, bro. He's too big.
No, he can't move. He can't move in the pocket now.
He's still low-key elusive when he gets hit.
Not. I could hit Big Ben.
Like if it's like a Phillip Rivers or something, then yeah, maybe.
I mean, you're killing Tom Brady.
Are you gonna get to Tom Brady though?
Yeah,
he's gonna get it away mad quick.
Nah, I'd sack Tom Brady. I'd sack Tom Brady 10 times.
And I don't know, because like I saw it was like a Pro Bowl. Dan Marino was out there playing quarterback. It was like flag football. You were allowed one pass rush per series. And like there was a bunch of people that were like normal ass people, and they would pressure Dan Marino, and he would just easily just like spin away from him. Like it was nothing. It was just so natural for him, like a drill.
But it was flag football.
Yeah, but still, like it's still simulating a pocket with a free rusher in the open field.
Yeah, but you're going for a flag. A flag is this big. A human is that big.
But still, if they get you on a move, like the best you're doing is diving for their ankles.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's easier than diving for a flag.
Personally, I don't think there's any position, anything that a normal human can do that these ridiculous freaks in the NFL can do. There's nothing we're going to do on a consistent basis.
We could be a punt returner.
Dude, That shit comes at you fast.
No, that's it. That's the easiest thing you could do. Punt return, and all you have to do is just fair catch it.
So I've never punt returned. So you have experience doing that, right?
Naturally.
Naturally, or like you actually do?
Yeah, naturally. Like, yeah, I do.
So, like, what was that like?
Easy.
Like, were you afraid of people laying the fuck out of you, or would you just fair catch it?
If you're only fair catching, you don't have to worry about that. You just got to catch the ball.
I just feel like if it was so easy, these big name guys wouldn't fumble in these crucial moments.
I guess we'll have Trevor Monk punt the ball to us.
And also, some of these punters, bro, they can boom that shit. When that shit fucking hits you, it's gonna be like fucking anime. It's gonna push you all the way back.
Let him do it. No, I could. You could consistently do that.
I don't know, man. If Rodrigo fucking punts that shit to the fucking moon and comes down to you, gravity has that shit on fire because it's coming down so fast, and that shit fucking hits you on the chest, bro. You're not gonna be able to breathe for weeks.
No, you're not an athlete, so you don't know.
Dude, I'm more athletic than you. And yeah, I technically am a athlete.
No, you're not an athlete.
Well, I powerlift, and that's considered athleticism. Although I have not done any cardio in 2 years.
Or we'll put a poll up on our Twitter page. Who do you think is more athletic, me or Alan? Our two people will decide.
Our two people will decide?
Yeah. Yeah.
All
it's
right,
just going to be me and you. It's going to be 50-50.
I'll take you up on that. Kunal might be the game changer.
The deciding factor.
Yeah. I'll take you up on that, big boy.
Okay.
But yeah, agree to disagree. What's up, guys? So, upon Julian Edelman, the GOAT, upon his retirement, a lot of talk happened this week. There's a lot of people agreeing, disagreeing. But do you think he deserves to be a Hall of Famer after all is said and done?
No. Julian Edelman does not deserve to be a Hall of Famer. His regular season stats don't add up. I understand that he won, I think, 3 Super Bowls? A Super Bowl MVP.
That's huge, though. That Super Bowl MVP.
The Super Bowl MVP is pretty huge, but when you get so many chances to be in the playoffs, of course your stats are going to be pretty huge. Like, if Megatron played in the same amount of playoff games as Julian Edelman, do you think he would have the second most yards in the playoffs?
Probably.
Just because you have the opportunities and you can get stats doesn't mean that you're necessarily goated.
But to do that, you're not giving him any credit for actually winning those games, because as someone that hates the Patriots more than the next guy, you have to admit Julian Edelman was one of the huge reasons why they were so good during that time period.
No, I think Rob Gronkowski was the reason why they were so good.
See, I don't know, because like you saw all those illegal blocks and screens that Edelman would do to free up guys like Gronkowski and all those other receivers. He was a ridiculous run blocker. I don't think people realize that. He also was great at just blocking for his other receivers. And that was a huge reason why that system was so awesome.
I just think that his regular season stats should have been a little bit beefier. And if certain receivers aren't Hall of Famers and they have better stats than him, then I don't think he should go in strictly off of his playoff games just because of the type of team he was on and how often they would make it to the Super Bowl or to the playoffs and how far they would go in the playoffs every year.
So I think he's one of the most interesting cases in recent memory for the Hall of Fame approach. And I say that because like he obviously doesn't have the stats. A lot of these other guys do, and some of them still might not even make it, even if they have the stats. But the thing is, like, the wide receiver voting is so weird. Like, I feel like it's so inconsistent when you have the second or third undebatably wide receiver of all time not make the Hall of Fame. Takes him like 3 times to even fucking get in. That's ridiculous. And they say it's because of off the field.
And that's because but then Julian Edelman got suspended for steroids.
But the thing with him is he wasn't like a team cancer. His team, he was always beloved on his team. Thing with that, he is a proven winner. And like guys like Brandon Marshall, let's say, he probably won't be a Hall of Famer. Or if he is a Hall of Famer, it will be like after 10 rounds. And why is that? He has the numbers to do it, to get in. It's literally because he has never played in a playoff game. So they're going to wait the playoff success, playoff appearances, whatever. They're going to weight this so heavy. Yet when a guy like Julian Edelman who comes in and has one of the best resumes for a wide receiver of all time in that postseason category, you got to give him credit for that. That should, if it's weighted as much as stats, then we should also weight it the same too. And also, like, his stats in the regular season weren't anything to just look past. They were still pretty damn good. They just
pretty decent, but not Hall of Fame worthy.
Yeah, like when we think of like greatness, we're not going to be like, oh, like Julian Edelman. But after all is said and done, he left his footprint in those championship runs, and those are going to be remembered more than 100-yard games that Brandon Marshall had.
But I think if you look at the way Jerry Rice, his career, he's a Hall of Famer. He made it far in the playoffs and went to multiple Super Bowls. He had a Hall of Fame career just from his regular season stats. You can't say that about Julian Edelman.
He also made the fucking Hall of Fame just based on his postseason success.
No, he also made
that debate.
No, he also made it from his regular season.
And like you're comparing apples to oranges. He's the greatest of all time. No one's gonna fucking compete with that. Like T.O. made it. He didn't have any success, but we still consider him to be the second or third greatest of all time.
Yeah, because T.O.'s great, and he had a great Hall of Fame regular season career.
But even guys like that, it takes them a minute to even get in.
Because of who he was, and the media are little bitches.
They are, and that could be a reason why Edelman gets in.
Well, Edelman shouldn't get in because he used steroids. Just like A-Rod probably won't make the Hall of Fame because of steroids. Julian Edelman.
He was suspended, like 4 games?
Something like that.
But as a fellow Hebrew, I can't lie. Julian Edelman is my hero. And he's put on for the culture. So, got to give him that. I say he's a Hall of Famer. Get the first Jewish Hall of Famer in there. All right, so Twitter exploded today when Anthony Edwards, he actually said that he doesn't know who the fuck A-Rod is. Of all people.
He didn't say that. He said, I'll read the quote. Let's not make it sound as disrespectful as it was.
Well, he said, I know he bought the team, but I don't know who he is.
He said, I don't know who that is. I know he's going to be the owner, but I don't know anything about baseball.
So long story short, he doesn't know who the fuck he is.
Yeah. If you want to put your own spin on it, he doesn't know who the fuck A-Rod is, which is understandable.
Do you believe it?
I don't know. I don't know if I believe everything Anthony Edwards says. I don't know if he's just fucking with people. But A-Rod's been he hasn't played baseball in 4 years, or he's been out of the league since 2016. So that's 5 years. Anthony Edwards is what? He was 18 last year. He's what, like 19? So he was like 14.
19, 20. Yeah, so
19, 20. He was like 14, 15.
He was coming of age by the time he stopped playing and wasn't really relevant.
Yeah. And then he doesn't watch baseball, which is understandable. Not everyone watches baseball. Kids, the younger generation, some of our generation, they don't watch baseball. So it makes sense that he may not know who A-Rod is. He might only know A-Rod for dating Jennifer Lopez. I mean, shit, I don't even know if Anthony Edwards knows who the hell J-Lo is.
Yeah, those are all fair points, Elias. I'm not gonna lie, like I think he's being pretty honest with most things. I do think he has his fair share of fucking with people, but in this, I don't know why he would say that about his owner and just straight up lie about it. Like that would make no sense. And I feel like going back to him being too young to even remember him. Young people, just by the numbers, they don't fuck with baseball. Some of them do, but the numbers of new viewers decreases every year. And I'm not surprised that he doesn't like baseball, because as a fellow person that doesn't watch baseball, I personally didn't really get to experience A-Rod's success in his baseball career. I knew him because of the J-Lo. I knew him because of the steroids. That was really it. And is he younger than us? I think he's 2 or 3 younger than us? 2 or 3 years younger than us. Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, he's probably 4 years.
Yeah, so if there's a 4-year difference, and like all I knew, like when I was coming to age, all I knew about him was steroids. So like looking at his life, it's like, you know what? It doesn't sound crazy to me that he wouldn't know who the fuck he is, especially since I don't think he's from New York. Why would he watch Yankees baseball? Like, what impact would they have on his life?
Well, the Yankees are pretty popular.
Yeah, but like, I feel like for me, it's like I'm around a bunch of Yankees fans, so that's why people will talk about it. If he's not exposed to a bunch of fans like that, then he's not going to know who the fuck it is. And the people in the comment section, they're all calling him like an idiot and stuff. But like, when you realistically think about it, it's not that crazy that he wouldn't know who A-Rod is.
I'm trying to see if Anthony Edwards ever wore a Yankee yet.
That is good investigating.
It looks like Anthony Edwards is clean. A quick Google search of Anthony Edwards Yankee cap doesn't pull up anything. Anthony Edwards, you passed the test.
We love you, Anthony. Please keep interviewing. We need it.
Anthony, you can come on our podcast and you can talk about how much you don't know who the fuck A-Rod is.
Dude, I think we'd have a great time with Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
I don't know what we would talk about, though. I feel like we would end up talking about like the fucking thing that we did in our intro.
Anthony, no, man. I fucking hate clapping for people.
I feel like he's a guy that would love that shit. But yeah, on to the next segment. We love you, Anthony. We support you 100%. Fuck all the haters. Fuck everybody that's roasting you. They don't know shit. All right, so the next segment involves a person that we actually talked about before on this podcast. Her name is Trista Crick, and she works for Barstool. Her podcast is This League, which I think is a very cleverly named podcast. And she talks about basketball. She had this one guy on her podcast. I think he was like an assistant coach or something on the Lakers. He went on and she was talking basketball with him, and he had to stop it and say, "Yo, I'm very impressed with your knowledge of basketball." But after that, some asshole had to reply to this in the Twitter replies and
His name is Jay Smithson.
Jay Smithson.
Jay Smithson.
So this guy goes, quote, "We really need women to stop talking about basketball. This girl Trista acts like she's a hooper, and Diana Taurasi when she couldn't even make her girls' high school team as a starter," end quote. Elias, let me ask you this. When has your high school resume or basketball career ever actually mattered for being an analyst or having a podcast or talking about sports in general?
If that was the case, then people like Stephen A. Smith
I think he played in high school, but like
He
he
might have
wasn't that
played,
good.
but he wasn't that good. Skip Bayless wouldn't have a job.
Colin
Uh,
Cowherd.
Colin Coward. What's his name? Zach Kellerman. What? Zach Kellerman?
I don't
Mike
know.
Kellerman? Who's the one on First Take?
I don't know. Oh, Max.
I don't know.
Max.
Max Kellerman. He wouldn't have a job. Matthew Berry for sure wouldn't have a fucking job.
Fucking Matthew Berry.
So who cares? I mean, as long as you know the game or you know about just sports in general, who cares about what you did in high school?
And honestly, like I like her. I disagree with some of her takes, but I do think she's entertaining and I think she's got some awesome takes. The thing about it though is like just because someone might have a resume doesn't mean they're automatically going to be good. Like when you listen to Jason Witten, are you out there like aggressively listening to Kendrick Perkins talk about basketball?
Are you aggressively listening to Jason, what's his name, Whitlock,
Yeah,
about his conservative views?
that was bad.
A black man with conservative views. Do you really want to listen to that?
And we all saw right through what FS1 was doing with that too. Like no one in their right mind was agreeing with his takes. It was just
No.
to give like the a fresh side of the view. That was stupid. But yeah, fuck this guy. I feel like he is being sexist. I hate to throw that word out there, but like why does it matter? Like it happens in with men all the fucking time. All of a sudden because it's a woman it matters. Like what is this guy's problem?
You're telling me Mike Greenberg doesn't doesn't deserve a microphone because he didn't play football in high school?
That's exactly what he's saying here, right?
Then I guess Jay Smithinson doesn't deserve to be tweeting shit out on Twitter.
Deadass. He didn't invent Twitter.
No, he needs to get off. He wasn't tweeting in high school. He needs to get off.
Do you think it has something to do with Barstool's fan base, though?
I think it does. I think the Barstool fan base, the Barstool fan base is so weird. The Trista, I follow some Barstool stuff. Trista isn't the most popular person amongst the personalities. She gets roasted, and I think the fans don't like her. Some of the fans don't like her. The ones that are uneducated, the ones who have Saturdays are for the boys type T-shirts, and I think they just go after the person that like big. I don't know. I think Big Cat's nice, but like the other personalities don't like, so that they could get a quick retweet or a quick like from them, and then they could pin tweet that on their Twitter to show, hey, look, someone liked my tweet or they retweeted me.
So, like, because she's loud and obnoxious and always talks shit to people, do you think that just rubs people the wrong way? Or do you think it's because that most of Barstool just doesn't fuck with basketball? Like, her podcast gets 0 views. It gets
I just think
60 at most when it drops.
I just think that I just think their fan base are a bunch of sheep. Whatever Barstool does, they worship that shit.
It is
Which I
kind of
don't
weird,
disagree.
isn't it?
It's so weird. I don't get it. I mean, it's a cool concept. I like Barstool. I like the content, but to like be all like when your personality is Barstool, there's a problem.
Yeah, like I love Dave Portnoy. During quarantine, I was going deep in Barstool's bag of old videos.
Yeah, there's good content,
Yeah,
but
it's great.
when you're obsessed with it and it's your personality trait, I don't see that. It's good content. Don't get me wrong. I'd love if I could be making videos for Barstool and making a couple $1,000,000. I'd go with it.
Honestly, though, like I see people that reply to her stuff, and I'll like click their profiles and stuff, and it's always those guys that only tweet or retweet Barstool stuff. Like, so you are completely right. It's those people that worship it. They treat it like it's a full-time job, and they don't even work there.
Yeah, it just gives them more clout, and it's just like
What
they give
clout? It's like no one cares what you have to say.
yeah,
It's not like Barstool is about to hire you. It's not like they see what you're posting.
and then and then they like the shitty people on Barstool, like that one guy that does the impressions with the long hair.
Oh yeah,
I think he's trash. Like I don't think he's good at all.
his videos suck.
His videos do suck, and his impressions aren't even that good.
Some of them are like funny, like just the way, like, because he's not amazing at it, but like he talks about similar things that makes it feel like it's well thought out. But
No, I don't like him.
Yeah, like he kind of sucks. There's a couple guys that have like really dry humor. Have you seen the over the bar or below the bar or something?
The one where they eat food.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, that one's not bad. I
And
like
it's funny because the guy looks progressively worse and worse every episode.
I like Caleb. He's funny.
He's the most talented person that works there.
Yeah, he's the best. Rowan is pretty good, but I like Big Cat.
Rowan is like the best like host for anything. Like I don't know how the fuck he does that. He's very talented.
I do like Tommy Smokes. He's okay.
I don't like him very much. Robbie, I think, sucks.
Who's Robbie? Oh, yeah, the skinny guy.
Yeah.
He likes UFC. Yeah, he's trash.
They could have got a much better person for UFC.
I don't even know if we should say this shit. They might work for us someday.
Or we might work for them.
Yeah.
I mean, and in that case, I would hope that they see this. But yeah, like Trista, I didn't like her at first because I saw one of her takes. I forgot what it was. But then she really started to grow on me. Like her hate and disdain for Ben Simmons is just so funny to me because I hate him equally as much. She calls him like balloon hands and shit.
I think the Barstool haters should stop hating on Trista Kirk. She's kind of attractive. She has good sports takes.
She also kind of looks like a crackhead.
She does kind of look like a crackhead.
Like in a weird way, but you know for your fact that she doesn't do crack.
She just does cocaine.
Yeah, like a couple times a month, maybe.
Yeah.
Only when she's on a bender.
Yeah. She might dabble in heroin. That's it.
Yeah, but that's no big deal. You know, just
she might
quick tootsie.
I don't know if she does.
Just a little quickie.
Yeah, just
a spoonful.
I've never seen her do it. I can't say that, but she might do it. Just like everyone else might do heroin. I don't know.
Yeah, like who are we to decide what drugs people do?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. That's a legal issue. I got my second dose of my COVID vaccine. I should.
Oh, you did?
Better. Yeah.
Is that why you look that way?
Yeah, I was the day after. I went to bed at 9:30 and slept all day or all night.
You became a robot?
Yeah, I've been every time I drive like under phone lines, my arm feels like something's coming out of it every time. I don't know what it is.
Whenever you hear white noise, like your body just shuts down.
You know what's crazy about getting my vaccine is that I stood in line with about 500 fucking people, not 6 feet apart, and that was okay because I was getting my vaccine. But I can't go to Disney World or an amusement park to ride some fucking rides. You know what I'm saying?
Well, to be fair, I mean, at the COVID facility, you know, there aren't like 9-year-olds licking the doors and shit.
No, there was.
They were licking all the needles before they gave them to you.
Yeah.
God damn, bro.
This one lady, when I got my test or my shot, she gave it to me, and she said to me, "Oh, it's like I've done this before," and I was like, "Yeah, you probably did do it before." And I just thought to myself, she's probably said it to every single fucking person she's given a shot to today. And the poor bastard that was sitting next to her had to listen to that every single time.
Yeah, and she's out here trying to make people feel special and cared about.
Yeah. She's the type of person that would love to clap during an engagement.
Would she be the one that starts it or just
yeah, she would for sure. No, she would be for sure the one that starts it.
All right, so when people start like a random act of applauding, who is the person that whistles?
The guy that the guy who's wearing those cowboy ties. You know what I'm talking about?
Bolo ties.
Bolo ties. A person, whoever's wearing the bolo tie, he's the one who whistles. Or a Bills fan.
That is fair. Like, but you have to have like a certain personality to do that, to be that guy.
I know the type. I can't describe the type, but all I can say is a Bills fan. A
Bills
fan from Buffalo. You know I can't whistle.
I can't whistle either. I
You
can't
wanna
even
hear it?
snap my fingers.
That's my whistle. I don't know what you get. Can't do it.
Can you pop the bubble in your mouth? Like,
No. No.
yeah, there's people that can make it sound like a bubble, and it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. All right, but yeah, I think let's wrap that segment up. Just want to give a quick shout out to the one viewer. Just know
Thank you
that
for staying.
yeah, thank you for
through
staying,
this.
and just know that we love you. Smash that like button. You know the vibes. Keep doing it for us. Share us on all your platforms, even if you know that no one's gonna see it. Just do it. We love you.
So Ben Simmons of the Philadelphia Inquiry said, "We're going for the past champs, the Lakers. They were the ones who won a championship. So you got to give the respect to them. Obviously, Brooklyn has a lot of talent, but at the end of the day, there's only one ball, and you got to play defense too." So do you feel like your team was personally called out in that tweet? Do you think he just kind of said Brooklyn's kind of trash, or do you think like he's kind of scared of Brooklyn, or is he only scared of the Lakers?
All right. So as a as a Brooklyn fan for the last decade, I can't lie. I have a disdain for Ben Simmons. I absolutely hate this man. And it all branched back to the playoff series we had with him 2 years ago. He's always been kind of a cocky asshole. So I do take that as a direct shot at Brooklyn. But also I feel like it's just completely wrong. Like he's just reading into headlines. He hasn't actually watched them, and you can clearly tell because he says those things, and those were the things that everyone was saying after the Harden trade.
Can we be fair? I don't think he has time to watch every single Brooklyn game.
That's more than fair. He probably doesn't even get to watch any games other than when he's flying or something. Or like on his off nights when he's eating dinner, he probably catches a game.
Or like he probably watches film of like them from like the couple games before or whatever before he plays them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's unfair to say that he watches. It's not like he's an analyst. So
well, like what he said, those are all very popular opinions. I think we can both agree on that. I think a lot of analysts like Colin Cowherd and Nick Wright, they've been preaching that for the last couple months, and they did today after hearing that. The thing, but these are the facts. So defensively, we were on pace to be the worst team of all time. That's not news to anybody. But since they've put Nick Claxton, once he got back from injury and got thrown into the lineup, guess where they rank in defense?
10th.
They're 12th.
Ooh, that was close.
So it's not amazing. And like when you look at that team, it's like, yeah, they might not have the personnel, but it does seem like they all bought in. You see Kyrie, he's hounding. He's obviously not a great defender. He's just incapable of being a great defender because of his size and just how much he focuses on the offensive end. But he still tries. Harden, he's always been a pretty good defender. He just was lazy as fuck. He's doing the things that he never did before. KD's already a pretty good defender, hasn't even played in that time. But Nick Claxton, Bruce Brown, those guys are really buying in, and that defense actually looks awesome. And on the one ball statement, why is he fucking talking? The Sixers are 24th in assists. So, like, don't focus on us. We're top 5 in the league. You're 24th. Like, you're towards the bottom, bro. You're mediocre. Do what else you need to be a good team in this league? You got to be good in the half court, and that's something that Ben Simmons just can't do at this point in his career. So maybe he should focus on that instead of calling us out when we're not even worried about him.
So the assist thing, I think that's a kind of an inflated stat. I think because you have pretty good shooters on that team, on the Nets team, I think you can get your assists pretty high. Just because, like,
and the pace that they're at.
And the pace that they're at, I think that stat doesn't really mean anything, especially to the 76ers. But my thing is, like, for Ben Simmons, like, why give like, we already know that Brooklyn is a super team, or they have at least a big three. Why would you give them more fuel to try to beat you in the playoffs?
Yeah, be the underdog. Don't be the guy that, like, at the game tonight, they played against, like, our B team. Kyrie was the only one out there, and he didn't even finish the game. The fans are into it. Like, they firmly believe in this rivalry. Like, I thought it was only Nets fans, but half the fucking people in that stadium were actually yelling out, fuck KD, fuck KD. And when that chant happened, you saw KD look around like, okay, like, I see this. I fuck with this. It's like they're between the players talking shit and the fans getting into it. Like, you can tell it's going to be a personal series, and that's exactly what a team should not want to do against 3 guys like that.
No, I think that's stupid, especially even if you're the better team. I don't think you should talk shit about the team that you're going to face.
Brooklyn's not saying shit. They're like, yeah, like, whatever.
No, that's the difference between somebody who has, like, championship mentality versus some guy who's scared. A guy who's scared is going to talk shit. Like Juju Smith-Schuster, when he was talking shit about the Browns, he was scared of the Browns, and then he lost in the playoffs.
I get it. They did ask him, though. They're like, are you afraid of Brooklyn or whatever? And he didn't want to sound like a bitch. I guess it fits with the Philly culture. Got to be out there. Got to talk your shit. But still, it's like, dude, like, you're completely right. What was that?
There's a way to say it. I'm not scared of anybody that I go up against.
Yeah, that's perfect. No one would have said shit about that. No. And honestly, I don't know if you would agree with this. I feel like the NBA media and everybody that talks about basketball, I think they've just collectively agreed that the Sixers are the second best, or the team that's got the highest likelihood of beating the Nets. I personally don't think they have enough firepower outside of Embiid. Unless Toby goes off every single night, I don't see them putting up 120 every night. The one team I'm actually, like, really scared of is the Bucks. And I feel like no one's talking about them.
The Bucks are a quiet team. They're the underdog. And they're probably going to the finals this year.
They have no expectations either, which is great for them.
Yeah.
And
the past 2 years, everyone's been saying, oh, they're going to the finals, they're going to the finals. But now, because they had early exits in the playoffs, people are like, oh, they're trash. And no one's talking about the Bucks. No one's talking about Giannis.
That's the one team I'm scared of. It's like, dude, it's like too good to be true. Like, there's definitely not just one team we have to worry about. But also, I look at, like, the team, how the teams match up defensively. You have Embiid, who, like, I guess you could put him on KD, but, like, that is arguably not even a very good matchup for Embiid. He's just slower. Who's going to stop KD in general? I mean, he's just going to drain mid-rangers and threes all day and keep you out there and remove you from the paint, which is not a good look for you. Then you have Ben Simmons, who could probably do a really good job on Harden, if we're going to be honest. But they have no one on that team that can guard Kyrie. Like, yeah, you might be able to slightly slow him down with Thibault, but you have three guys that you're not going to completely stop. All you can do is slow down. There's going to be one of those guys that goes off. On the Bucks, look at those three guys that match up. You got Drew against Kyrie, which is a surprisingly good matchup. You have Chris Middleton, who actually fits the James Harden mold pretty well, and he's a pretty strong guy. So that's a low-key matchup. And then you have Giannis, if he chooses to guard the Brooklyn's best player, as he always refuses to do. But if he guards KD, that's a bad matchup for KD. That team matches up really well, and I don't think it's getting as much media attention as it very well deserves.
That could be an all-time series.
But with that said, I do want the Sixers Nets. As a Nets fan, I want the fucking smoke. I hate Philly with a passion. I would love to just rub it in those fans' faces. That and Boston, two teams I hate the most. But yeah, fuck Ben Simmons, balloon hands ass, bum ass, guy can't even run a fucking half-court offense ass. Fuck you, Gumby. All right, so recently, your boy Chris Mortensen, he actually mentioned that Justin Fields has really bad throwing mechanics because he's been playing baseball, a sport he has not played since 2018. Do you think that affects his throwing mechanics?
No. Does everyone know who Russell Wilson is?
Or Kyler Murray?
Or Kyler Murray. Whenever I hear that a guy used to play baseball, and
I think Mahomes did too.
Yeah, Mahomes, played baseball. They're like elite level quarterbacks. I wouldn't say that. What's his name? Kyler Murray is an elite level quarterback yet.
He's coming up.
He's coming up, but I don't know if Chris Mortensen is a moron or what. But the fact that he's saying that playing baseball is a negative is really stupid. Me personally, I would hope that my quarterback used to play baseball at some point. I mean, if he has any type of Russell Wilson in him from just throwing baseballs and whatnot, I would be more than happy.
Along with that, like the other things that come with baseball, the sliding, the mobility, like you got to be pretty fast to even
hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, that's big.
It's if you play like if I was gonna have a son, I would want him to put. I would want his first sport to be baseball. You learn all the mechanics that you need to be successful in any sport. The hand-eye coordination is the greatest thing an athlete can learn, and baseball is the best at that. And I think Chris Mortensen is a moron, and he needs to retire because he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
So, Elias, I have to ask you this though, because I am a casual when it comes to college players, the draft. Like, I don't know any of these guys. So I've heard that Fields by far has the best upside, but also he's not ready at all for the NFL yet.
No, Trevor Lawrence has the best upside.
Well, other than Lawrence.
Okay. I don't think that's true. I think Zach Wilson has the best upside. He has people are talking about that he's kind of like a mix of Russell Wilson,
Aaron Rodgers,
Pat Mahomes.
Yeah,
I think he has the most upside. But I think Justin Fields, he could be all that and still be he could still run like Cam Newton, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. That's what I took from it when I was hearing the judgment on him.
I think he has his arm talent is great. I think his arm talent is elite. I think his mobility is elite. I just think the only thing that can hold him back is his decision making.
Yeah.
If a quarterback coach or a coach can teach him how to read a defense and how to make the right decisions, I think he could be an elite quarterback.
I think it's really going to come down to him getting into the right situation. He's not a guy that can go to any team and just be good. He's going to need to have a quarterback coach, like you said. He's going to have a team that once he gets the job, they're going to have to support him. They're not going to do what the Bills did to EJ Manuel or what the Redskins did to Haskins, where it felt like they were just walking on eggshells their entire career. But with that said, do you think that like they're trying to just find things that are bad about this guy? Like, do you think they're just reaching so he falls in the draft?
Yeah, I mean,
That's clearly what this is because it makes no
yeah,
sense, right?
they want him to fall. I don't want to pull the race card, but a couple weeks ago, people were talking about Justin Fields' character, while Mac Jones has not one, but I think two DUIs,
And he's gonna go
and
like third.
he's gonna go third. And no one's talking about his character. I've never seen anything negative about Justin Fields. Justin Fields has actually gone through some adversity. He's been the starter for 2 years. I don't think he was the starter his freshman year. Um, from what I can see, he's a great guy. I don't know him personally, but from his interviews and all that stuff, he seems like a good guy. I've seen like videos where he was like hiding in a car waiting for like a big time Ohio State fan, and he just seems like a generally nice guy. So to say that he has character problems just to make him fall in the draft is kind of crazy.
It's almost like
Um,
they're trying to say everything aside from that.
Yeah, they want to say like he's a horrible guy instead of saying
Yeah,
just like
he's not a
he's just a nice
leader.
guy. Like I mean, I don't know him personally. He could be an asshole. I don't know. But from what I've seen, he just seems like a good guy. If it's a team that's leaking that information so that he can fall to them because they think he can be an elite quarterback, like I wouldn't say like it's a good idea. Like you don't character like assassinate somebody just so that you can get them into your building. But if you like are like high up on him and you do leak that information to kind of hurt his draft stock,
Maybe it's
it's
Bill
kind of an
Belichick.
maybe it is Bill Belichick. It's an asshole thing to do, but I think he could be good. I don't think he's like these other Ohio State quarterbacks who are just going to be trash. I think he actually has some talent, and I think he could do well in this league. It all depends on the situation that he gets himself into.
I don't know if you're noticing what I'm noticing. So it seemed like midway through the college season, it seemed like the number 2 pick was like really murky. Like we didn't know if there was going to be like any like actual studs. And then like by now, it's like there's like 5 guys that like have like elite potential. Like you never see this any year. Like is it just that loaded of a draft, or is everyone just exaggerating over everything?
I think what's happening is the GMs and people like the media are seeing who the quarterbacks are next year, and I don't think anybody is falling in love with any quarterback next year, because usually by this time you know who potentially is going to be the first overall pick. Usually it's a quarterback.
I felt like it was the same thing last year, aside from Lawrence. It
Yeah, but I
it
mean,
was really murky.
but I feel like Justin Fields had always been the second overall pick, and he's kind of lost that to Zach Wilson. There's
Yeah,
always one guy that kind of comes up, but I mean, I don't know. I think like if I was like just like the Jets situation, if you got either Zach Wilson or Justin Fields at number 2, I think you're pretty set.
you would take Justin Fields too.
Yeah, I would be happy with either Justin Fields or Zach Wilson. I would prefer Zach Wilson because I think he fits the system that the Jets are in. But if the system fit Justin Fields, I would prefer Justin Fields. If that makes sense.
And Wilson, he's actually like a underrated rusher. It looks like.
Yeah, he actually can run
Yeah,
pretty
he's
well.
got wheels on him. I haven't watched that much film. I've only seen film on Wilson, but like I saw when I saw those comparisons to like Rodgers and Mahomes, I was intrigued. And
Yeah, it's definitely would be fun to see him play. I mean, I don't know. He
I
could be a
saw him
bust.
he had a couple shuffle passes and he sold them so well. It made you think of like a guy with ridiculous arm talent.
Yeah, he does have great arm talent. He could just flick the wrist and it's gone. From what I can see,
Yeah.
it could be totally different in the NFL. I don't know.
But yeah, I'm very intrigued to see how this pans out. Chris Mortensen, I know he's your boy, your favorite analyst, but dude, he's a
He's not my
clown.
boy. Fuck Chris Mortensen.
Dude's a fucking clown, bro. balloon hands ass.
So fantasy footballers said the Cardinals are signing running back James Conner. What are your thoughts on that?
So as a dynasty owner of Chase Edmonds, at first I was kind of pissed, but then I really thought about it and thought about it and thought about it and remembered it was James Conner. And even if he ends up getting the starting role, he's either going to get injured or he's going to lose his job by like week 5.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a Chase Edmonds fan, I was a hater of Chase Edmonds last year only because Alan Ross talked so highly of him. But from what I saw, just in a fantasy aspect, I think he's pretty good. I do think James Conner will take touches away from him early on. First 4 weeks.
Goal line carries,
just in general. I think he'll probably be the starter until he gets hurt. But I know this isn't we aren't supposed to go for like a fantasy angle here, but if I was somebody who I would maybe pick up Chase Edmonds late in the draft, and then if you can't get him, trade for him early on for some kind of like waiver wire pickup, and I think he could be a league winner just because he's not going to be drafted highly because of James Conner, but in 4 weeks he's going to be the number 1 running back on that team.
Let me ask you this. Remember when Steelers fans acted like James Conner was like better than Le'Veon Bell?
Yeah, because again, so Le'Veon Bell is a talented running back. He sat out the year, which hurt him. But that Steelers offensive line, not a lot. I mean, I don't know how many people know this, but they have a great offensive line, or they had a great offensive line. And when James Conner came in, he was blessed with that great offensive line, and he
was
great.
eating.
Yeah, he was eating. He looked great, and then he got hurt. He gets hurt every year. But I mean, the Cardinals don't have a great offensive line, and I don't think he's going to eat. But he potentially could if he stays healthy. Then Chase Edmonds may not have the opportunities, but he's going to get injured at some point. And Chase Edmonds' season is going to be starting in October.
After that injury, though, it seemed like James Conner was just one of those guys that could not top 50 yards.
Yeah.
He was super inefficient. He looked like a shell of himself. I don't know if it was the line. I don't know if he lost his confidence. I don't know if his wife left him, but he just turned into a shit running back. And honestly, that's probably why they got him for the low this late in the offseason. He's just one of those guys now.
There is a guy, remember, in our fantasy league. He is not Chase Edmonds.
Kenyon Drake?
No, not Kenyon Drake. What the fuck's his name? We're talking about him right now.
What team is he on?
Oh, James Conner. James Conner is so irrelevant to the Cardinals that we can't even remember that we're talking about him. Cameron Kessel. Oh, he's not even in our league anymore. I forgot about this.
He's not.
But remember he left?
No.
You didn't know he left?
I'm gonna miss Cam.
So Cam has kept him like 3 straight years.
Is that why he left?
Yeah, that's why he left. But yeah, James Conner, it doesn't really move the needle for me. It only hurts Chase Edmonds fantasy wise, and that's about it.
I think they'll draft someone.
Yeah, if they draft somebody, then it's going to be even harder for Chase Edmonds to produce. But who knows?
Also, there's a name. I shouldn't be telling Elias this because he is my arch nemesis in fantasy. But there is a very talented guy that the Cardinals love that's sitting behind both of them. His name is Eno Benjamin. And this guy went crazy. He's a do-it-all running back. Drew comparisons to like Todd Gurley and shit like that. Dude has potential to be a real workhorse. So if he can figure it out at this next level, don't be surprised if he's the man that's in charge by the end of the season.
Seems like you watch a lot of Cardinals games?
I don't. It's just I loved Chase Edmonds last year, so I paid attention to everything with that running back group. But yeah, fuck James Conner. Don't draft him. Anyone that disagrees with us is wrong.
He's going to be drafted so high next year. He's going to be like a 3rd-round pick.
I don't know. I feel like the running group's deep. He's probably going to be like a 4th or 5th. If he goes like 7th, I might take him.
No. He's going to be a 3rd-round pick.
What if he like gives you like Mark Ingram production though, like on the Ravens
from last year? Mark Ingram production last year was trash.
Well, when it was just that's because they had like 5 running backs back when Mark Ingram was like the only guy in town, and like Buck Allen.
That's a different story. But he's not in that situation.
Well, like Chase Edmonds is not like amazing.
But they do kind of hate Chase Edmonds
for some reason. I mean, he's just like Duke Johnson. Like he only gives you receiving and third down ability.
But they liked Duke Johnson last year. Duke Johnson was the reason that Chase Edmonds didn't eat last year until he got hurt.
David? Duke? You talking Kenyon Drake?
Damn, I'm stupid.
Yeah, Kenyon Drake, he's more of a power runner. But like the year before they loved him because he was just a big play waiting to happen. And then like Edmonds was giving you that and they just still wouldn't let him eat.
True.
So I don't know. They're a mess. But also it might have had to do with Kyler Murray being injured.
That and Kyler Murray can run too.
Yeah.
Which kind of takes away from their rushing stats.
That's a great point. He hurts the running backs in the red zone. But yeah, do not draft James Conner. You heard it here first. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. So thank you for watching, first of all, to the Casual Podcast and listening and chilling with me and Isis. I know that we're ugly, not funny, not entertaining at all, but you still chilled with us, and that's all we really care about. We just love friendships that we've made along the line, and we thank you. Smash that like button, share this shit, send this to all your friends, show them how ugly Elias is, ask them if they like his flannel, or if he looks like he drives an SUV.
It's a truck. Not moms drive SUVs.
Dude, you're not wearing Carhartt, bro. You don't know shit. And the Nike hat switches up with it. It makes you look very hipster.
Yeah, I'm trying hard.
But yeah, just to show you what's going on in my life. I'm getting another COVID test tomorrow because I think I might have the Rona. I know it's a fake virus, but I think I might have it. Elias,
you sound like a real Trump. You sound like a real Trump supporter,
dude. I had to go to a house or apartment showing a couple days ago, and I put on my mask, and this lady, like, she's old. You can tell she's like a Trump supporter or whatever. She's like, you can take that mask off unless you're not comfortable. I took it off, and like, so what if I have COVID? Like, she's just fucked.
So you are a Trump supporter?
I guess so. I guess I'm an anti-masker. Sorry, guys. Don't cancel me.
Yeah. Nothing has really changed in my life. I got my second shot. Waiting to get fully vaccinated because it takes 2 weeks to get fully vaccinated.
Well, tell me it wasn't Johnson & Johnson.
No, it was Pfizer.
All right, good.
No Johnson & Johnson. I'd be dead by now. Yeah, get vaccinated, wear your masks, and vote for me. As if you live in the Salina area, vote for me for town justice.
Also, don't fly to New York City if you live in New York. That's probably not a good investment, guys.
It's pretty stupid. Oh, and invest in Dogecoin.
Yeah. Doge to the moon. I sold all my shares, so don't make me feel that bad about it.
He's got paper hands.
All right. Well, that's a podcast. Thanks, everybody. Goodbye now. Goodbye, Elias.
Bye, Alan.
Goodbye, guys.